new study linking cannabis and tobacco to a higher psychosis risk. And this,
Okay.
we talked about this story last week. Research studied more than 1,000 individuals considered at clinical high risk for psychosis. And the highest risk group was people who used heavy cannabis and light tobacco use.
At the same time?
Well, not necessarily like boom, 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 but I guess, in your daily, day-to-day activity.
Okay, so if you smoke
The Europeans
cannabis
like to
and
smoke spliffs.
you're a light smoker.
They're mixing tobacco and the cannabis
and that's
together
exactly
in
what
cigarette.
that's exactly what a spliff is, and so that's not good, right? I guess what you're saying, that's not good.
It's kind of like an open story at this point. They're seeing a correlation, they're seeing a correlation where people who are suffering from these psychosis are also using tobacco and cannabis. But that doesn't put causality. It's not necessarily because you're using tobacco and cannabis that you have psychosis. It could be people who have psychosis or are high risk for it, maybe are drawn to tobacco and cannabis. So
Well, maybe it's helping mellow
they're saying
them
they're
out.
seeing
Maybe
a
it's
connection,
reducing
but
that
it's-
anxiety.
I'm sorry, Kyle?
I was just saying maybe again, it's calming them down. It's helping with the anxiety. We got to dig into this deeper.
Right. It may actually be helping them.
Who paid for this?
Exactly.
What I want to know is who paid for it. I always want to know who paid for these studies.
You and me.
Well,
I'm sure we did. It came out of our taxes.
yeah. These are typically special interest type of studies that are done that want to skew results one way or another for whatever reason. But the probability of non-conversion over time by cannabis and tobacco use group. I don't know what the fuck this means.
Yeah, there's too much stuff on that chart.
Yeah, that's way too busy.
Yeah.
Another recent study found adolescent cannabis use was linked to increased risk of psychotic disorders, bipolar disorder, depression, and anxiety later in life. But again, it's linked, but it doesn't mean there's causality. It could just mean people with these disorders are attracted to cannabis.
Huh.
So we don't know which way it goes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we need to study it a little bit more. And now we'll be able to, I suppose.
Well, that is one of the advantages of the reschedule.
Exactly. All right, let's